It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be me. Requitedhawk, Chris Redtail. What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And today, I'm doing episode 5. We're continuing where we left off yesterday, where we found out about the murder in the cabin. So, the details that we did know is that the guy that we're defending, our defendant, apparently couldn't have killed the dude that was in the cabin because he was another passenger, but he was sitting behind the two passengers. And there was a fifth passenger. So, that fifth passenger being below the cabin who could have stabbed that dude. So, and then yesterday there was a giant smoke bomb that happened inside the courtroom. So, today, guys, we're going to figure out what is really going on with this case. And this is a tricky one. So, we're going to find out all that we can from this case today. So, let's go ahead and let's get on with the show, shall we? Let's see what we got here. So guys, I am going live now, and let's go ahead and let's get ready to start the party. Let's see. Let's see, we're going to continue on with this adventure. Oh, sweet! Start off from last night. The old Bailey. Oh, hold on a second, guys. I got to do something real quick. 1 second. I got to do something. Wait, what? Why yeast? Yeast, why? Why yeast? What? Sorry. Hey, by the way, Geese, I was gonna say, you know, this is something I should, you know, me personally, you know, I mean, if you're not gonna be on for a while, then we understand that, but, you know, you shouldn't have to cut ties with us altogether. Just saying. But that's up to you. I'm zero. You shouldn't cut. Okay, so I'm the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after a eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Then Lord Van Zeeks, my lord, believe you have established the cause of smoke, which the proceedings earlier. Seems to have the advance from former smoke grenades of the typical employees of the army. Wait, goodness gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public library. She was caught and now occupies a stand. My lord, I got bet. Loma. This isn't a court. Now resume the job, Mr. My lord. You established the cause of death. The cause of okay. Now occupies a stand. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which introduced the pandemonium here in the courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Aye, if I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why, the last here in the first place. Why she tried to be in the boat like that. I'll tell you what the events of last night, so what it is. Okay. Okay, now I can hear myself think. Okay. It's just with all the events last night, so it is. Well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You explained exactly how this young woman is involved in this case. What did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus improperly noted off. And then, bagah, a loud thud and a wee smoke woke me up from the far start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I set him up across from me. Then I turned out and found out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in the ball, hiding her way stuff away. Doesn't that seem a little suspicious to you? That... Wait. What did he say all that happened? dude, that ties into what you just said, dude. If you notice a smoke came off, if a smoke came off, a random smoke, you didn't know where it came from, and you walk into the omnibus, and you see a girl all curled up and stuff, into a ball, in the bus, and there was a guy, he had no idea if he was dead or not, you go to move him up, and you see him dead, what does that tell you? Your first clue should have been that this all looks suspicious. There's only one possibility. If the girl was already in the car, then that could only mean one simple thing. She was probably the one that killed him. I remain baffled, and I confess, from what I gather of the night in question, the young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? That's exactly what the defense counsel said. This last was the fifth passenger. This last was the fifth. Very well. The defense. Geese, listen to me, man. How does it stress you out? How? Is it, if it's, some people that are in the community that stresses you out, that shouldn't give you a right to jump and leave. If you're a true fan, if you're a friend, like you said, you're Night Wolves, then, don't leave, man. You don't have to leave. You don't have to cut ties with Night Wolf altogether. Y'all been buds from a while, at least from what I understand, But, Geese, if you feel that you've got to cut ties, I understand, but, you shouldn't have to cut ties with Night Wolf altogether. You gotta understand, man, we're all here for you, man. And in life, there's gonna be everything is gonna stress us out. Everything is gonna stress out somebody, doesn't matter what it is. Everything out there is gonna be stressful. But at the end of the day, we're human. We will live on, and we can get over. Stress can be conquered. Geese, you just gotta take one day at a time. And don't let other people stress you out, man. If it's one other person that stresses you out in her live streams, and just ignore the person. Don't let it, that shouldn't, affect your current situation. What goes on with you is your thing, man. Okay, that's understandable. If you can't hang out with us for a while, that's understandable, because I understand you've got stuff you've got to do. You got to do what's right for you, Geese. But just so you know, man, if you ever need anything, we're here for you. Just don't let other people, stress you out. I got a saying, there was a saying that my cousin once told me, that that somebody tries to stress me out, if it's just one person, even if it's just one person that says one little thing, then at the end of the day, you gotta sweat the petty shit. Don't let that affect you. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, Consul? Yes, my lord. Oh, no. I don't know where to start. Sorry, guys, hey, guys, for those that are watching my live stream, sorry if I pause there for a second. I just want to say this. um... Well, Geese, if you're tight, Geese, I just want to let you know, like, you know, for starters, if you're in the live stream, man, you know, Night was, and in all honesty, man, if you ever need anything, we're here for you, man. Hold on one second, guys. Hey, listen, check your messenger on Facebook in a minute. I'm typing you something. Alright guys, but listen, I just want to point out something to you guys that I do apologize if I take long, but I want to say this too, that what's happening in the live stream, I just want to let you guys know first and foremost, my fans are like my family. If something is wrong with one of you guys, I'll make sure to take care of you guys. I'll make sure that I'm there for you. I just want to say that first and foremost, if there's something wrong with a fan, I will be there for you guys. And if I'm gone for a few minutes, if I have to talk to a fan or something like that, I want you guys know that I'm not gonna turn down and ignore them. No, I'm not gonna turn a blind eye. I'm not gonna ignore. You have to communicate with one of my fans about something. You know, I'll be there for them because I'm always one to listen. I always read what's in my chat. So if there's something wrong with one of you guys, and I'll talk to one of you. You know, I'm not gonna be one of those. I'm not gonna be like one of those disrespectful YouTubers and not say something to one of my fans. You know, I'm gonna consult with one of you guys. You know, I'm gonna be there for you guys. I'm not gonna turn a blind eye. I'm not gonna do that. So if there's something wrong with any of you guys, just don't be afraid to say something to me. Because you guys are my Redtailians, you guys are my family. So I'm gonna make that perfectly clear as of right now. Sorry for the delay. I'm gonna get back to it. So, alright. The night in question, I took the back seat of the omnibus and properly noted off. Let's see. Turned it off. About that, you say, in a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? The sound of the phone to the ground, sort of noise. The sound of Mr. Madison falling to the floor and stabbed. Well, now you remember, I was asleep the whole time, so I wouldn't say. The sound woke me up, and I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage. On the floor. You didn't see anyone? In that same moment, you did hear a scream from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Then above you, my lord. Twice was from inside the cabin. Altogether, I was thinking about the scream. No, I was stunned by a desperate sight before my eyes. Philip collapsed on the floor and I sat up. Philip collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up. Press on this one. You sat him up, the victim, you mean? I did. On the seat across from me, I said, I could plainly see the... No, it was already gone. You wouldn't believe a dead man fell on the floor now, would ya? Just common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. My Lord Van Zeeks, no, why would that be? You wake up to find a man lying dead at your feet. Carriage, or any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London is. And, you know, some special line of business. The business of lending money at extra rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for how I have to offer them some of me dead. I do try, if that were possible, to avoid getting myself into tangle of trouble. Are you suggesting you were going to leave a man there? Even the lad, no. I was always standing reporter, so I was. And I only had in mind to find out whys and wherefores at first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. The wee scream I heard, for example. You do so... So I turned around and found out where that scream had came from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, could have been ball. You hold it. Hold it! You say she was hiding herself? Oh, that's right, just... Still, and all I pulled out from under that and sat on the opposite side to see the opposite seat. The seat opposite. That's right, next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this girl next to the corpse, sir? Well, I'm sure I mentioned. I did him in my position. I'm under danger. I'm gonna find out. What did you see? It was in the middle of time. I heard another scream. I found his voice at the time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof above the seats. Right, you out again. Oh, it's Acer. I was looking down through the skylight. Looking down through the skylight, and he had a knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witness said did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGildred. They believed to be yourself and the victim. In fact, this girl was late, Mr. Mason. Well, as I think everyone understands now, sat in the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in this structure, and really confused, perhaps, with this young girl. Well, that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. I wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Nahato. Slur, and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else. This testimony, let's just say that is, I'm trying. Certainly the pressure. So you set him up. Before I choose correctly, I need to ask him something real quick. When you mention she curled up into a ball, though, you don't mean this part of the cabin, do you? Oh. Let's turn it. I think this part is false. This part is false. Feet, so I set him up the seat across. God damn it! Right, we already established that. There we go. I'm trying to present something. Wait a second. Hold it. When you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? Did we know the cabin was empty and the first passenger was where I see. Oh, that's when I took the back seat as I did. See, I'm talking about the opposite, the one in which Purchase Staff is sitting in. Like I said, just as much. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from. I didn't really smoke him. Something in your testimony doesn't seem to add up. This is okay. Alright, let's take a look at the omnibus real quick. Front seat. So let's look at all that we can. You have to look inside here, I guess. Huh? Oh snap, there was blood right there. We didn't see that earlier, did we? That's blood, isn't it? Something wrong? It's just that, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zeek made no mention of it. Move, you freaking thing, I'm trying to read. Suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? I don't know. Blood stain came from there. Now there's nothing there. Why did everything get moved out all of a sudden? That's weird. Okay. I'm prove it on this one now because now I found new evidence. So let's see what we learned. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna have to. Oh, it won't be on that one. This reveals statement conclusively to that last statement. Damning, you say. Alright, so it does register as new evidence. Okay, so... Alright, so... I guess it's this one then? When do I use it? Darn it. I don't know what I gotta figure this out, man. It's so hard. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I turned around and found the stream. Where did I find it? See? I felt a collapse on the floor under my feet, so I stood him up across the room from on the seat from me. Gosh, darn it. Don't know what I use it on. Gosh darn it. I turn around. Gosh darn it. Ah, gosh darn it. What do I do? What the hell do I do? I'm trying to figure this out, man. Alright. What the hell did I do? The main question, I took a seat back on the omnibus and possibly dozed off. We already established that, okay. Alright. So I took in the back seat of the omnibus and nodded off. The bug out loud wee smoke woke me up from the start. And then there was a collapse. There was a close. Was it? So it's on that seat when I use it. I know. I'm trying to figure this out, man. I don't know what I use it on. I don't know what to do here. The fella comes on the floor. So I turn around to find out where I'd come from and my blood. So there was a child in there hiding herself away. Wait, you turned around? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court there was no one else in the carriage except for yourself and the victim. I did, sir, I did. As far as I could see, that is. Wait, what do you mean by that? Well, now, just a queer thing, the scream I heard when I woke up. It came from, if you excuse me the vulgar expression, under me backside. Backside? Under your backside? Yes, when I lifted up the seat, which had been sitting, I found that there was a wee cubbyhole for the storage. No. We can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yeah, I know. I have to explain clear in my mind. However, there's one confusion. Who was the girl? Yeah, her name is Gina Lester, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust and large quads of revealing people in the purses. What's coming called a pickpocket? What? The girl here is a petty thief? A pickpocket, ooh. Good to have me beer. Order. Is this true, Miss Lester? Miss Lestrade, answer the question. How dare you? What's the meaning of this? Huh? The girl. She's gone. Open your eyes. I'm over here. Good gracious, great balls of fire, how? What's the point of the little girl sidestep? I'm not what you are thinking, grown-ups. But there don't know what you say, sucked up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, and so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what you did, ain't it? No, not at all. This is the court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not... Look, knives are cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need not to do these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride when we're not. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons or thugs. Oh, this, yeah? This was in a bag. This was in a bag I lifted up from the other day down to keep the four-wheel drags. It's a nice ink for the best. Don't wait that thing. Again, dude, stop drinking on the job. Redtail, if you interrupt me, if you dare make fun of my drinking habits again, I will throw this glass of wine at your face. No, you wouldn't dare, would you? Although he does have those looks. Okay, carry on then. So, you admit you were riding on the omnibus in the night in question? That's alright, lass. You can tell the truth now. Alright, yeah. Just like the Irishman said. The court accepts the score of Miss Stina Lestrade as a valid certificate and the witness in this case. According to you, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus night in question. Alright, if I have to. Hey, it's Cammy from Street Fighter and Conor McGregor. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, like they says. Oh, I see what you mean. They locked up the horse. Oh, I see what you mean. Locked up the horses. Okay, she snuck inside the carriage before they locked up the horses, as always. But it was all right. But it was right at the old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. So I tell you, I can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang and nearly jumped out of me skin like I did, and the scream just came out. Because of that, the swell found me and it dipped me to get away. Wait. What you're saying is, yes, he let you go? Wait a minute, so let me get this straight. You went inside so you set off a smoke bomb, you go in there to take your precious values, and you saw a man, and you went to go hide. And suddenly you heard a loud thump, and the man died. You know what this could mean? I believe if this girl is telling the truth, guys, I believe there was no... You guys are probably thinking there might be a sixth passenger, but what if somebody didn't have to be a passenger at all? I'm saying this, what if somebody followed this girl into the bus? She knew that she was going to cause a smoke bomb and went in there to kill this guy and walk out. That's a possibility. If you really think about it, that is the only conundrum I can see. I fail to understand why the street urchin would go for Mr. McGilded. Just as simply itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't have possibly killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? I'm sure, as I said before, sir. You could be right. I was sitting on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration's called for. This is where I sat that night. So that's where he sat. And the cubbyhole which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. So, by the time you were sitting here, she was under here. She kind of popped out. Yes, disappeared large enough to accommodate for some... Aye, but of course, we last stuck in there because I parked myself on that seat for the duration. So you see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't leave myself with a young life was ruined. At the whole time I knew she was innocent. Either you must have released your action and result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought I was working to take upon my own name for the sake of unfortunate loss. My goodness. Perfect gentleman. My lord, this is a fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. Anytime, Geist. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Apart from being innocent. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury constitution leading their verdict to not guilty. To not... Mr. Hado, this... Well, it must mean what? That we're victorious! Not exactly. Well, we've won? Are you sure? We haven't won yet. You... In the sight of my iron-heeled Willington offends, pray do not forgive the discourtesy. We need to... This really is consummate example for the memento flaw in the British judicial practices. Where the evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness' latest statement gives us a clear insight of his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by the officers by the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as a witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment is under the prior seat. The set was full of the coachman's belongings, as noted black and white here in the police report. Good Lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Anytime, Geist. Order, order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly be affected, Consul? Naturally, we must acknowledge the differences of the constabulary in allowing to what this have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled in the courtroom this morning, the compartment in the seat was not empty. Anytime, Geist. Anytime. The compartment of the seat was not empty. He was right about that, because it was full earlier. Well, my nipotent's friend. Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you'd examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of under the seat compartment? To be sure, the old gentleman will be able to clear up this in a jiffy. Sorry. Go ahead. You to the court now, fella. How is this all an elaborate excuse by desperate Lord Vacus? Well, cousin, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of the little compartment in the omnibus? It wasn't empty. I don't know if I'm giving the answer by helping my kid. When I first examined the compartment, it's fairly certain that there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Baby Weast, what are you saying, Daphne? I thought you were on my side here. I am on your side, dude. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Would you say something to compromise his position? Come on. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand, but it seems to me that I should state the facts as I do know clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella. Hey, dude, just because it wasn't empty doesn't mean you didn't, does not mean that you're guilty, man. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget, you're supposed to be representing me for the best interest here, lad. Now then, from that memory as clear as a thing, not altogether reliable, no, the court must consider the facts. The cup you hold under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Did you think perhaps it would be in your best interest not to admit that you may have been mistaken? Alright, why do I feel like something's not right here? Don't make any decisions yet. Like I was saying, the omnibuses should be properly fully equipped at all times. Certainly would have been emptier than the night in question felt, but wasn't responsible. I don't know what's going on. Damn it! Are we gonna do this again? But no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Wait a minute! Damn it, what can I do to turn this around? What can I do to turn this around? No! Comes out, it seems. My lord, I'm humbly exhibiting skills of justice. Clearly, the verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, Consul. Just before we proceed any further, there's a matter of outstanding cross-examination. Consul, the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. If Bailey is at work, it would seem. A truth into what the girl saw. Hopefully by me pressing on her won't change the jurors' minds. So, hopefully. This we need to press on for sure. So, you were clearly in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Yeah, I mean, what's the point of splitting a chewy? Which means there's no point in making money, actually. It makes sense. Consul, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? The passengers are probably making. The red conch of a driver goes with some grub before it. Alright, at the scene, the compartment was so full of such paraphernalia. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. Like I said, I moved all the stuff out so I could hide under the seat. Rose read the world. I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I tell you, I can't see a blind thing in a hiding place. It's pitch dark in there. Then after, I hear. What was a loud bang? Hold it. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember. So, well, the point is, I just made you jump. You let out a scream involuntary. Cushion over. That's when I felt a cushion over me. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Yeah, I saw it. This was sitting up. Was sitting up. He turns around and looks right at me. And it's because of that the swell found me. Nothing in here that matches a loud bang. Something in your testimony I just don't. So you couldn't see into the cabin at all. And most days I just. I can't have a look in the seat. Most time the passengers plan themselves on the opposite. That night, I usually spent the whole journey over me in my head. I say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was just a bit scared, so I suggested stick it out under nothing else to see for it. Wait, what'd she say during that rap? Anyways, I was a bit scared, so I said stick it out. No one else for it. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. And when Mr. McGilden discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared. He dragged me out and set me down next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah. Cancel job, but ended up falling onto me. Both me. Hands got covered in blood. Both her hands were covered in blood. It must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you walked out with Mr. McGilder for a while. Is that correct? Wondered if you know the name and whatnot, so I stood up and all that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed. Frost on the roof deck, I presume. Yep. And the voices drawn up a smart fish, and they were come back under the seat, and I see you can. I'll see. Can't get away later. All sex management. Yes. It's clear that they're still very unsure. But it was right the only time I got nothing to show for my troubles that night. I'll tell you, I can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. Pitch dark in there. And then... gotta slap back. Something's not right here with her testimony. Something in that testimony doesn't seem right about what you're saying. I gotta think about something. Alright. Ah! I thought I was good at this, but I'm doing terrible. Wait a minute. Okay, objection on that. What do I need to do? Hold it. It was a waste of time? Why was that? I beg your pardon, what'd you say? Good God, permit. Yeah, well, it's not what we call it. You'd say, well, let me play, bus plate. Point is, I didn't know more of the carriage got... And that's when you came out of your hiding place and got away. Oh, that night. I'm going to tell us you were present at the time of the carriage duration. You were under the seat the whole time the events unfolded and closed the cabin? Yeah. Right, mister? To be sure, I was shocked for anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been set on to find a child out, do you? So this couldn't possibly be the culprit then. Something in your statements just doesn't seem right. Horses, right? How could you have snuck out, though? That's what I'm saying, though. You jumped, right? Gosh, darn it. How do I do? Something in her statements just doesn't seem to add up. Gonna show for me triples that night. Something in your statement doesn't add up, though. Something in your statement doesn't add up, though. Wait a minute. Wait, quite valuable. Thank you for telling me what I need to do. Wait. God damn it. Let's see, what the fuck do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Damn it, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here. Oh, God. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here. Oh, God. God damn it. It's so freaking hard. I don't know what to do here.
Well, no. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? I do apologize. The matter of the council. Just wondering, Miss Lester's last comment occurred to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking to yourself. Oh, no. 'Twas nothing important. It was a bad feeling about the poor lass, that's all. I remember the day I spurt myself as a young lad. Jump in the dark, 'twas terrifying, so it was. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Oi, and I don't know about yourself. Seems to be making me seem much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything unusual noise, perhaps? No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But jabbers, you don't need to tell the whole world of me. Who's your little scop? What a pity. Well, if only Miss Lestrade heard something, it might have given us a vital clue. What should we make sure the last statement? My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness profoundly is important. Profoundly important, but jabbers. Snoring. She said, what she said, what's that she said? No, which is profoundly important. I'm almost sure of it. Well, I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council, nevertheless. Miss Gina Lestrade, you will submit the former testimony by repeating your last statement, please. What statement? What are you about? Don't give me any fancy talk, I'll be trying. I was straining the ears to work and was going about, but all I could hear was snoring. Snoring. No, freaking controller. Come on. There we go. All you could hear was the man snoring. Hold it. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time the moment you hit yourself? Yeah, not exactly, no. Sorry. But there was no one in the so there was no one in the cabin to start with. So this while getting on, and I got me, Dad, no one noticed me. I was gonna sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? I was willing to jump out soon. Is there any conclusion we can draw from that? Miss Lestrade, what did you have to clearly adds the facts. It adds? Absolutely. It seems my learned is not as dull-witted as I feared. Supervisor has realized it too. Consul, I just made an insist that you bolster your claim with evidence and support the... My lord, I expect you to demonstrate the alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, Miss Lestrade Wills, she was hiding in the omnibus that night. She heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilden snoring. But think, Ryusuke, think. Something else she could have heard. Something else she could have heard. There's no evidence that will prove that no one was snoring! Wait! Person! Let me elaborate. Particular sound that Miss Leslie did not hear. Okay. Snoring, right? She heard snoring that night. She didn't hear snoring, she heard third first Mason. Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade could have not failed to hear. The sound of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Third first Mason boarding. Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, let me confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on the board the omnibus, correct? Yes, of course it was. I was going on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilden. Yes, it's not so in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were to all and test on purpose alone in the enclosed cabin at the time? Did I just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I saw him get on, remember, through the crack under the cushion. He was on for a while. From what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after its onward journey, during which time did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Oh, okay. Doors opening kind of sounds like snoring. No, I've heard it. Exactly what I was listening for. We're wasting time this well to dwell. In which case, how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear, it adds up with the facts. Yes, the petty thief statement was odd. Lord Van Zeeks, yes, he knew all too well that it was inconsistent in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters in complicity. The witness and her colorful statements are irrelevable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. He's dead right. The victim could possibly have not afforded the omnibus. This makes no sense whatsoever. And the girl's a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite, but just because she... I can't abide liars. Neither can I. Mr. Foreman didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some more than less. I must say, I cannot abide liars. voted guilty. Ah! Mr. Otto, the 5 juror members is going towards guilty. Well, your confrontation to others is refreshing, my Nipperton's friend. Two considerable troubles you have spared for me. Yes, very refreshing. Yeah, what are you playing at? You forgot who you work for, you useless Eastern Adam. This is carnage, too perfect. Where is this going? If we can't find a new way, the judge will rule that we have lost. But those of us in service must accept the hard truths. Yes, the witness's last statements have revealed a critical inconsistency into her story. However, if we were to consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed a new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Consul! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Consul, I will not tolerate you attempting prologue to my injunction. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus that night, the question of the victim was nowhere to be seen. The carriage door was not heard opened a single time, as testified by the witness on stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are hard to believe, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain the victim came inside the carriage. I gotta answer this right. Gotta answer this right. Answer this right. Answer this right. Answer this right. Clearly, he was already there from beforehand. Tell me what we have learned, my friend. There was a function clearly that isn't in your last sentence. That really is, that's not the point. The point is the victim must have been on the carriage beforehand. By beforehand, this is the point, what time you're referring. Well, clearly. I got penalized. Alright, so he wasn't there beforehand. So, wait a minute. He was put there after. There was another entrance. The door wasn't open. That the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. I wonder what new fantasy you would have come. But there could be the possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes. Or one other way inside that is in the door. Another opening which allowed the victim to appear at the inside closed cabin. Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location to the court. Here's the omnibus. Where on earth is where you propose a victim enter the cabin? Alright. Can't be here. Can't be here. One other place I could think he could have entered. There's only one other place on that. There's only one other place he could have entered. It better not. Oh, swear to God, if I fuck this up. The answer is obvious. It could have been down through the skylight. Yes, I got it right. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. I got it right. Yeah. Your proposal is most letter for words. However, a skylight would be large enough for someone to pass through. So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your brain theory? But both Mr. Green and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as a noise made by somebody falling to the floor. Yes, in which, as explained, the sound of the victim falling from their seat, having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but a man slipping from seat to seat onto the floor really has made a loud noise, the witness described. A noise, loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Goodness gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. Let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it! You know, suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible! Oh, that was my phone. Sorry, guys. You can't be so sure, because through the skylight, as you say, the passenger on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Wait, what was that you just said? Because the victim had fallen through inside the skylight, you say, but the roof deck would have seen it happen. Of course they wouldn't. Well, yes, that's true, but humble fella, make a wee comment here. Mr. McGilded, if he fell from the front, if he fell, to be sure now, the two fellas who sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, 'tis not as such the case of them not saying but. Oi! Case of them being able to say. I think perhaps the two fellas. This be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Wouldn't you agree, fine ladies and gentlemen? He has a point. Try to think about this theoretically, guys. So, the thing that puzzles me right now is the fact that the victim fell to the floor. Now, I couldn't understand a word that that girl was saying. She hid under the seat. And what doesn't make sense to me is the fact that if you were to put a smoke bomb into the carriage, how could you easily pop up quickly and stab the guy in the chest? You would have to move that thing up quickly and drive your stake straight forward. But if you were to kill somebody straight forward, you wouldn't hear a loud thud. You would hear a quick but you wouldn't hear a quick thud unless you're falling from the ceiling, which, my opinion, that makes perfect sense. But I do know for a fact that somebody who was sitting on top of that carriage did kill him. So, we're going to examine this. So, somebody from here did kill the man. And somebody, one of those guys, knew how to open this. Because look here. You can see clearly. Now, look here, guys. There's a latch right there that could easily open it. So one of them saw the latch, opened it, stabbed the guy, and killed him. So I knew one of those two passengers, this guy or this guy, one of you two did kill him. Or maybe both of you did. I sure don't know. But you, my friend, were looking really nervous when we were talking about the situation. You looked like you were scared and you didn't want to talk. But I do know for a fact you are in... Your name pops up in that book. So I'm thinking to myself, you didn't really know about this guy, or you probably did. You may have followed this dude, killed him, to set him up so you wouldn't have to pay any debts. That is the tale of this story. Because what does she have to gain from any of this? I'll be right back. What does she have to gain? So, that is my theory. I'm sure as hell don't know that. As hell don't know. But my theory is this. You killed him. You killed him. I'm thinking you killed him. You killed him. You thinking now, one of you two did kill him. My goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? You mean... And the ones who struck the knife into the man were... Ah! Hold it. What is that you insinuating here? You blitherer. You Rhoda, he said. You Rhoda, what are you insinuating? I'm outraged. I have a good mind to give you a blick in a minute. In a minute, you said you will. It's a fair play. Yeah, effectively accusing me, a city gentleman, a well-respected banker, and me, a very angry adder. Guessing that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's scandalous. I protest the strongest possible terms. That's why to protest I do. You rotten scoundrel. Rotten scoundrel. Order. That's not the time, witness. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand to return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It is outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Lord Van Zeeks. It was a defense that insinuated this outburst from the witness. My little friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witness without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young omnipotence, that your command of the English tongue is waiting. You propose that this victim fell through the skylight of the roof deck of the omnibus. Hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. So, you have brave gentlemen, these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. First court of law, this is what we termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but if you can't just dismiss it without a second thought, what are we dead for? Get them to testify! I thought this was something fishy about that had from the moment of the fellow. But we have seen us matter through now, one way or another. Whoever's missed, we must dispose him at once. What's this happening, Mr. Nahato? But the spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay, Mr. Faust. My lord. You will take the stand and make another formal testimony in reference to the individual broths. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. If I can do is keep pushing forward. Come on, we got this. The witnesses testify. Refuting accusation. Don't worry, you both will testify. You both will testify what you both learned, because I can understand the two of you. We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened, we were sitting. Don't you think one or the other would have? Do you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, none of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight at the time, but we couldn't possibly have opened it. So, we already saw what the omnibus looks like earlier. Imagine how the witness would have. Passion goes forth. Falls that you are in conclusion with one another. What? The only two people on that roof deck dead or alive. Take a look at that. So you had never met Mr. Thrice Mason before? Of course, he said never. Well, and you, Mr. President, correct? Yes, you victim either? Yes, sir, Mr.
No. Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel. What can I be doing for you? Did the witness last statement pause you somehow? Not that there were most connection, but is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating for? Mr. Fairplay, that's been too long, so it has. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe tis fast approaching and your repayment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. It's an extortion. Well, now. It might motivate a fellow to pass his crime. And, yeah, Mr. Faust. You've been mistaken. You be making hats for a living, do you not? And at the top. I'm just doing a question, you understand? I love perfect, isn't it? Well, it's a very distinctive design, it is. Many customers like it. I tell you, the touch customers. That's a slight tries Mason. Huh? There was a photograph prepared the victim submitted as evidence for my lord. You have to take it the proof poor fellow art looks. Seem familiar, wouldn't you say? That's one of my hats. That is. So is the brickmaker was a customer of yours. Sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with goods. That's absolutely not, sir. Well, there really isn't more to add. Wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here, the remorse's connection to the victim, you see. I'd rest my case. You little weasel! He'd rather better this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGilden has certainly thorough through the research, hasn't he? Please don't let me let an interruption hold you up to the proceedings. Didn't mean to do that. Hey, if we go to the omnibus for a minute, let's see if it... Just looking at the size of the thing. I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my look, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me. But do you need to save you? No, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried to tell you, I was just like...
Excuse me.
Did you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade? It opens. Hmm? Skylight. We're not talking about, right? Skylight opens dead easy. Easy. It's a lie, otherwise... I'll tell you, otherwise when I prove my head. You can do it. You can't do it from the inside, you mug. Look, a few weeks ago I was up on the roof deck on one of them drags in a great hall. I mean, houses coming through years. Miss Lestrade, this is not a form of enclosing subject to your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I bit it scare. I left it up the last little parts got noise. I'll follow them surrounding me, so I couldn't get to the top of the bus and bend it. And so what I did was use the skylight and open the hatch and jump from the inside door. What? Yeah, catch the skylights on the top side. Opens from the roof of the deck? Yeah, you didn't see the latch, you idiot. Dude, you are an idiot. Latch right there, dude. So I was trying to tell you guys. Yeah! Oh, my hat! See? Order! So there's a streak of statements quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. From the roof of the deck. Mr. Nahato. What do you feel that we're looking for? Well, the counsel's defense. Please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Should I do it, guys? I should finish this while I still can. Okay. Finish him. Da 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 da. What? Wait. What the? Oh, do I have to? That makes... Wait, why does that have to make sense that I have to press on that statement? Proof. I'm gonna set me a secret piece of what to do with it. I was trying to prove that, but they're like, the game's like, nope. What the hell am I doing wrong? Is there something inside the... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I think I know what I gotta do. Oh, you can't just show the vehicle, I think. I think I have to go... I think you can't just show the vehicle... Damn it. I know, you freaking... I think I know... Oh, I think I know what to do now. Oh, you have to click on the evidence and then I think I gotta click present now. And that's how they're making me do it. So I think that's how they're making me... Oh, you have to go to, this. And then click... Can we... Oh, you gotta click present, though. It won't, shit. Why can't I click this? Gosh darn it. Not letting me do it. What are you talking about? That was the proof right there. Gosh darn it. Oh, do I have to show? Gosh darn it. What are you talking about? I'm trying to reveal... how do I reveal this evidence? God damn it. I'm trying to figure out how you freaking... I need to figure out how the hell do I reveal this evidence. Like, you don't let me do it? I'm trying to do that. They're not letting me frickin' do it. God darn it. Why won't they let me show the damn omnibus? This is statement number 5, right? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to friggin' show the damn omnibus in statement number 5. They won't let me do it. Oh! Blood right there. Oh, do I feel the blood? How do I feel the blood? How do I feel the blood? No, you idiots. There's blood right there. Fuck, do I... Oh, wait. There's blood right there. Gosh darn it. Yes, I know the... Frick. There's blood right there. I'm trying to view that blood, though. How do you zoom in on the... Oh, I think you gotta go... Oh, can you view it from here? I don't know if they will let me. Oh, I'm trying to view that damn blood. Alright. Oh, I think you have to go from inside the... Alright, how the hell do I do it? Alright, you gotta... Oh, you gotta do it from within inside the omnibus, I think. Yeah. Phoenix Wright omnibus. I see what they did there. Okay. Let me see if I can view... I don't think they're gonna let me view the blood from the outside. I think you gotta go from the inside and view it. They're not letting me do it. There was... Oh yeah. Oh yeah, blood right there. You gotta view it. Oh, what is it? Look here. Look at this. It's without a question. Blood. Can't be related to the case, can it? There we go. There we go. I knew I was missing something in that button. So, we're gonna go ahead. I guess. Objection! You finished, motherfucker. Night question. The victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. Immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight in the cabin window below. These are the facts. Irrefutable proof. It's clearly visible that the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof. Here in this courtroom. Counsel, my lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly in the omnibus is this evidence which you allude? You will point out the proof that the victim fell through the roof deck through the skylight. By Jupiter, that's that blood. The blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time. Cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. Yang! No! Order! But the blood stain I could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed in the cabin. It only found its way to the particular spot in the skylight, sure, but it would be inconvenient. Alright. Let's keep in mind the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's no way we know for certain. If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you take a look at the floor of the cap? I'm between the two seats, Mr. Faust. 'Tis so to plain, you see. The aftermath shows that the poor fellow dropped from her heart right there, so it is. What? No! But it can't be. It's all lies! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guilty characters being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh my, I always knew the such gentleman who gave us the delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, what you be referring to there now, Mr. Lovett-Ikes? A bloodstained frame from the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood.
Objection!
What are you talking about? There, you see, you see, it's clearly blood. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. I can state absolute surety. No such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Vankis, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. Well, this court has been in session. What? What a pervert! I must say, I didn't expect a crude reasoning from a prosecutor, you standing, Lord Vankis. What on, Magnus beginning? Kind of known all over the capital for his fine. Let's read this to the public. Didn't take care to stand there. But I'll fight to the very end. Even if it's rolling out the tongue of the raven or the bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that's your first appearance in this court as the accused. However, I am well aware your involvement behind the scenes in greatly many affairs of a dominous nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wielded a fortune of the size of Mr. McGilded's, however, ill-gotten, that may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient story, sir. Pedro Vargas, this will not do it, to be sure. Well, now, Consul. No. Do you think it's fair to say this also sounds like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man? Well, it's kind of like didn't exist, you say. But if you ask for Costermine's back, it is not true that the omnibus had been in the courtroom the entire time. How could it possibly one smear blood without the world his wife seen? Isn't that right now, Consul? It's true. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion in this matter in your own hands. As you wish. Something I'm tempted getting the bus during the time. Stake here. There is no evidence to suggest the defendant did. However, in terms of having an opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Yes, there is. It seems my Lord Nipotent's friend has no intention of running out from the deceit. Is that a brief interval under the veil of smoke and the chaos? It could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten reckless finger? Freckles, younger, grown? Just
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. I was evacuated earlier by a smoke grenade. Such as a storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Let's deliver items. Secondly, the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, it was not present from the start of this morning. It was never opened, you idiot! No, it's definitely been appearing to me. It was a result of tampering. Sorry. My lord? A mark that could should have not been present at the start of the trial.
Objection!
You what you expect to see. The bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was brought to the courtroom. Good Lord. It was not there. Yes, I do believe you're correct, Consul. Well said. Although, as advocates, I believe the bloodstain on the floor is suspicious. Question whether or not the evidence is genuine, whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone. The trial is over. Mr. McGilded. But you're the defendant. Dishonor to you. Recollection. For this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. No further witnesses are present. Very well. So at the moment, it would seem that you will be found not guilty. Yes. That's the right call here. He's testing me. Guessing he's testing me right now. Jesus. I'm hereby escorting to the advocate for the defense of the however, what are you saying, you man? It's not a question. There is no conclusive evidence that will prove the defendant is guilty. Does it have a decision to put you as my lawyer to a search ground decision? But we still haven't determined the bloodstain in the arm. You know, is not. We don't know if the witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea of the truth. Oh Lord. But wait! As we were was this only the evidence to be secured. That's unfair. Events. Oh, man. Let's look Gilbert. It's one thing a warning. This is far from over. I still didn't believe it was right making him not guilty, though. Because, like, literally, he seemed like a crook to me. I don't know. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. We should examine the evidence more. This is... An innocent man died and we don't even know who killed him. Gosh darn it, we don't even have the truth yet. According to the verdict, my first ever trial in the Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Apparently a victory for us. I don't know, guys. After that whole trial ended, I don't know. There was so much that was left unanswered. Why? I don't trust that at all. Damn it. Were you happy with it? I was not happy with the verdict. No, not him being found not guilty just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. Doesn't seem right to me. We don't know the truth behind everything. There's so many questions unsolved. So many questions that were left unanswered. Certainly was a long trial. Yeah, it was. First ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory was all a wonderful performance. I'm still thank you for your assistance. That trial was just so confusing. I suppose we should be happy. be still completely in the dark about what actually happened. But we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. Going to the defense to obtain the verdict of extortion of the defendant. We carried out the duty of perfection. Oh, you did. Mr. Gilded. Girl with him, too. What stories? What's the number of fireworks did he let it off when the verdict was not guilty? I'm sure you must have been. You must have seen him by now. It's spectacular when you see it. Yes, definitely. Heard it was a sight to be hot, and sure he was. Yeah, thank you, I suppose, for having an opportunity, I see. I don't know about that, but I'm really not sure if I really did anything. But anything, fella. How did I walk out of the air for you, man, then? I don't think it was much, thanks to me, as down to your planning. Yeah, that's right, talk about it, how do we? See, he had me astray and had me report twice. But, it's true. It just went into the bench. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing was resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Oi! That we all seen that I didn't do that odious and only did. Just grand is not. Oh, I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows are sculling your vindictive matters in the own hands. And so they read the details. They see for what it is, and they'll get to the truth. So I have, after all. I do provide a good number of the wages of taxes pay. It's not funny. So then, we agreed to throw in 1,000 guineas for your troubles, yeah. I don't know, I can't possibly accept any of that. Yes, you're humble, are we? Yeah, you're from the east. Well, if you insist. I have this. And all you deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? To see that I was led to believe? Oh, but it's not too convenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Yeah, must be making tracks now. It's time for an inspection. Sorry, for what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus. So I'm told. I asked if I could present this for myself. They're going to examine it again now. Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part of this matter anyhow. But as I'm saying, a member of the society, I do what's best for my people that I can. Just a duty it is. Well then, to you farewell, because it was absolute pleasure meeting you, yours. I hope you wear your time served from the Great Britain. And there he goes. He's a free man. Huh? Oh, I forgot she was here too. Hey, I just want to say, what was I going to say? Get it, move on. What was the thing? Miss Lustry, would you mind putting that thing down? Grown up? You're sorry. I all grown ups. Oh, there you are. Ah, there you are. Naughty, running off like that. Some kind of picnic. This little girl now. And talking with you as well. I was looking forward to running away with the experimental smoking aids launcher. Huh? Did you want to play? You won't beat me. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, no smoking names are so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. If you have shredded and smoked, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. You have a shredded smoke through, huh? It just took my eyes off a moment and well to a different omnibus. So I pitched it. Okay, I put it on a telegraphic beacon. Tell her what? What's this girl talking about? Hey, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What for? To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What you mean? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I told you that before. Don't do no adults. No adults. Come along then. Follow me. And fight heavy away. Good, you see? I knew you would want to do the right thing in the end. We'll be leaving now, Daddy. Bye-bye. What's that for the fuss? What we do now? Yeah, you're right, but where to? So we have very long nowhere here. All our traveling cases were still to the bailiff. I was really planning to spend a day in search of lodgings. Stay out of the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry, I'll have a plan, Mr. Bruce. I have a lovely park that we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking about McGilbert Park. I never really chill at this time of year, but a youthfulness will see this through. I'm not sure about that. I think a midwinter in London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, it doesn't sound agreeable. I'm starting to regretting turning Mr. McGilbert down. Not one time getting to pay for a lovely warm room or a mansion. And so, determined my the study tour was over by the end of our day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper Bailey warned, the case was far from over.
What's going on? Get in the fire again! Water! Bring water! How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. This is someone here. This can't be.
Who died? Oh, Nike. So there's 5 episodes. Episode 4, The Clouded Conqueror.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sherlock, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to the story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of the light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
So there's 2 games in this, from what I read. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Nahana? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a place with all the gaslights tweaking. It was brighter than the day in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SSS Bore, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of time in that space. The entire night, the entire night rolling from one side to the other, mattress others. Oh yes, it was the sort of night that you can only dream of normally, except when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms. That dream quietly turned into a nightmare. Oops, I'm sorry about that. The building was so impressive. The entrance so inviting, I just wondered without thinking. But a lodging house in Japan, it's a sum of money, a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears. Rudely, I'm sorry. Never mind. Let's find some new affordable lodgings straight away, though. But if we're not too careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. London's a scary place. Good morning to you this hour. Oh, yes. Well. Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We've come to report the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into a British courtroom practices. Yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. According to your instructions, Mr. Strongheart, Mr. Nahata performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been appraised by... You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome a young talent from such a remote eastern island. Thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now? Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it at once. I trust it won't be a problem. Another case already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than a practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? I just said that trial yesterday, and usually I haven't quite come to terms with it. To come to terms with what? The man was cleared. What's more, what were you open for? I just... never mind. The jury will not be required to proffer judgment. Well, Lord of sakes, it's been a pleasure, so it has. As for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. I just can't help but wondering, Mr. McGilden was really innocent? Mr. Nahado. I never managed to get on a certain truth. Then the trial ended. Well, you need letting the trouble get you for a second longer. Yep. Right. So what do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Mr. McGilden passed away immediately following the trial. No! What? So that was some of the burning. It is dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. I don't understand what happened. How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. There, you'll presumably recall an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course. The scene of the crime which Mr. McGilden was been accused of? Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's accusation was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing happen? That is being investigated as we speak. But already, the police have identified the corpse found inside the church of the carrots at Mr. McGilden. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside, which the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. So the bailiff needs to pay. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. Wait, how could that have happened? That is also being investigated now as we speak. Man, thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilden did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. I remember that. Well, I must be making my tricks now. Time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could represent it for myself. An inspection of the omnibus? Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then, who was Mr. McGilden talking about? Never mind that now. Carter is making a thorough investigation. The matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Poor Mr. McGilden. So, how did your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Well, I don't know. It was, well... Mr. Nahado means that the whole experience was steeped into the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It was really a world apart from our own judicial system. In Japan, which we only have short decades old, Wasatowstone has a way of our own words. And you don't seem to have any way of falling into the right ones? The judicial system here is the most advanced advance in the world. Learn all you can. Okay. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was simply a fair. Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Mr. Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. This was the case where so good. Yeah, I was stunned when I first heard of them. We managed to get the favorable verdict. Is something funny? No. My apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you sent out to the chief. And that can only be attributed to an exceptional talent, wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never. You exceeded my expectations. I freely admit that much is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared the new case for you that I had mentioned before. What's going on? Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me that it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. I see. So, did he just read my mind? That is hard to say. No one has died as yet. Trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. Huh? Trial's tomorrow? Everything alright? Oh yes. I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was, well, it left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Mr. Hotto. I think our case is standing in that courtroom again after Mr. Gildred's trial. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. There was one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, this is currently no one to advocate for the defense. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. If that happens, I need to remind you of the inevitable outcome. This must be a terrible end awaits for the defendant. Yes, that's right. Here we go again. Your time is up. I will advise you begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. Therefore, it is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned 23 hours, he said plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Nahato, there is something I should like to ask you. What's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That is your attempt to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asaki. It would be interesting to hear what exactly you mean by that. Insight, 34 seconds. Well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn something on how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Continue. On the way there, he said something to me. Something very important I have to do. Very important? And what exactly would that be? He never had a chance to tell me. Suppose he would have... You're out of time. Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion. What about Mr. Asaki? It's just how you never mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus on your attentions matter at hand. He'll be summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to appraise you of some of the details. How long has he been there? I wish you best luck. Bid you a farewell. That's very important to me. I have to do Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we'd better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. Oh, fish and chips he's got in his hand. Those, my friends, what he has in his hand, that's called fish and chips. Well, he's eating some fish and chips there, isn't he? Fish and chips. Well, what do you... Oh, you might. What do you think? What? Well, lovely weather we're having, isn't it? What's the weather got to you? What, the weather got to do something? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some flippery about the weather doesn't give you the Englishman eating out your hind, you know. But Son told me he was... I'm a busy man. Very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give to the likes of you I'm talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you ever imagine what the other officers there will be saying, eh? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere. Have you? No one has any evidence these days. And that's because of some bumpkin here who's on a jump from a country I've never seen or heard of. Hear that, Riverzone? That's my reputation at Scotland. Going to Titus. Maybe the others are part as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Nahado, the defense lawyer. Eh? And pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Nahado's judicial assistant. So... Eh? Lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? I find I grant you, Leonard Winters, don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable. How did she pull that off? So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. My name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter, Satana-san? Does this detective's name mean something to her? Inspector, are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You're acting like you know this man, Mr. Tano, but he's a London detective. I do know him very well, in fact. Very well. Yes, he features promoted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, that publication. What's it called again? Rants Magazine? That's right, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Shums enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You heard the great Mr. Holmes? You rival the great Mr. Holmes? That's incredible. Oh, don't know about that. Mr. Shums isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with some goods from time to time. Mr. Shums is complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You earned his highest prize. Gregson, the pick of all of Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. That's the highest praise. Well, Mr. Shums isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. That he is not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? Yeah, I have to admit, to start with, I was a little, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation as Scotland Yard went through the roof. Oh, that's wonderful. No, it's not! There's nothing more sensitive than a man on the street! And people are always looking at me now, they whispering rumors underneath. Rumors? Are you quite sure? Yeah, he's changed. Yeah, he's changed since he started appearing in those stories. Fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. Gosh, do you think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folk are like. I'm sure what they're saying sure has eggs and eggs. I get the feeling that this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps the student has the frame of people. So, about the case that Lord Chief Justice mentioned before? None to tell, really. As far as we're concerned, at the yard, it couldn't be more simpler. Oh dear. What that really means? As far as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a feeling that you're right. A young woman was walking down the pavement on Briar Road, and when she was stabbed from behind. Wait. So a woman was stabbed from behind, and that's terrible. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she still laid up in the hospital unconscious. What sort of coward would have pulled her from behind? I suppose you and I finished telling her over. What's that matter with him, Mr. Hotto? Make yourself, Granowski. You injured her now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, criminal was arrested. It barely had time for a cup of tea, and after the incident took place, to be honest, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit, or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the question. Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. No way you can help the bloat now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor's been assigned to the trial tomorrow. Lord Borg van Zieks. No. Sounds like you heard of him then. Yes, we are very similar with Lord Van Zieks. Believed the harbinger of death of itself, the Reaper of Bailey. So Lord Van Zieks, who we faced in court only yesterday, Mr. McDillard told us about him before the trial, didn't he? Lord Van Zieks stands for the prosecution. They call the accused the sacrificial lambs. In every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, they accuse him. The Reaper of Bailey of the nickname. Suppose he earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that yesterday against Lord Van Zieks, Mr. Hunter secured the verdict of not guilty. And what of it? Huh? Well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of Bailey, that it's not possible to save the defendant. Nope, you really don't have a clue, do you? Oi! What happened to the bloke in the end, yeah? He is dead. Huh? Master Gilded came a cop of the omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't really say you saved the defendant, did you? But what are you saying? Look, if Van Zieks could get dirt and stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. You know how it goes. Miracles, jokes, magic, black magic. Sorry, good. Well, it's good to think long about it if I were you. Are we really supposed to believe that? Right, well, I feel John's request, and I'm very, the chips. I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. I'll be carrying out any investigations from there. Wait, it was Briar Road you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place? That's correct, Mom. And if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. Wait, Brandon the criminal already? Yep, he's good it is. Shaking like a leaf in the cell he is. I'll give you the chuckle for nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer, he'll show you the way. Inmate 53. Thank you. Tell the truth. When I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think of it too much for you, there is no shame of turning the case down. That takes courage, too. But if the man they arrested is innocent, you could, well, imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in a cell. I, for one, wouldn't take the side of that finding. So if I'm honest, I'm still reading the shock yesterday of the events myself. I'm not really sure if I'm able to help this man, whoever he is, but I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? You really think you had to ask? After all, I'm your usual assistant, thank you. So then, shall we? Yes, let's go. Alright. Let's go to the prison for a minute. Let's go talk to this dude first. Let's go talk to this dude. Let's see what we... No, let's talk to him first. Let's get his side of the story. These are the British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels like they're in a dungeon, yes. I've experienced Japan myself. Quite you that the wooden cells feel a lot closer than stone cold walls. It's getting worse. Inmate number 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop aiding back in the cell and show your face at once. Am I? Am I a cat? Yes, yes, you can see what they're doing. Call me by a number. It's utterly unbelievable. Sir. Mr. Mahado, what do you think is going on back there? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? The train of complaints was in Japanese. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Who? Shh, quiet. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, even now. Even now, I can sense it. Even now, I can sit. Right, so, can I ask you, please, a second? I know where you are. You come to curse me, haven't you? Jump to that, here, ghost. A ghost? We mean you no harm, prisoner. Prisoner-san. Are you Japanese by any chance? This is beyond my wildest dreams! Beyond my wildest... Forgive me for that, Hal Inspector. I am so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it! Imagine 20 long months since I left my hometown, and now here I am in the free for six in my foreign land. Stirring the sweet sentimental tones of the compatriots' voices. Here's a damn god dark older was the most moving moment. It looked like you just did the freaking Crocker dance with Fairly Odd Parents. Idiot penance! Who could have guessed that the client Lord Strongheart assigned to us turned to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion my fellow countrymen show! Dispatch our first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend me, a mere student. Noble, naturally, revealing, flipping Nippon. Next time you do that, I swear I am going to do the Quacker voice. A first-class lawyer? Dear, it's been something I'm misunderstanding here. Jeez, I didn't know he would praise me that good. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what happened? Why would you be so detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. Say, silence! What's wrong with what he means, but seems happy. Yes, he does, naturally for a good reason to be. Thank you for cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Nahado. I'm Nahado-san's judicial assistant, Tsurudo Makotoba. I am visiting a student sent here by our government. Separately, the person named Natsume, Sosuke Natsume. We don't have any evidence to present, do we? Sosuke Natsume-san. What an unusual name. Call me Sasuke, please. I'm a poet, a writer of Nahaku. It's something of no diplome. And no diplome, you mean an alias? That's right, Nahada-san. No, don't be so prosaic. It's much more fun than that. Hello, Whittle. And Haruko? Thank you. And Haruko, that reminds me of our home. Did you hear you say you're a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago I was told to study English. First I had to suffer that misery. Now this! It's beyond the pale. Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? No, I mean, I had interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can't do it. What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood that's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly, overly, unjustly unreasonable. I am? That's amazing. Whittle, I see. Then only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. But I tendered a blank piece of paper. Words on white Watashi! Wasashi did it back. You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes. I'm so often told. Often to be told, it seems. Could you perhaps exactly tell us why you've been arrested, Suzuki-san? I did not commit that atrocious murder! Murder? Oh, no, that's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes! Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? Didn't see anyone. What? If I did see the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here? Why me? Why me? Why did I have to be stabbed in front of me? The curse of London it is! Incredibly exciting, and you were confident. So was it at the scene? We didn't see the attacker. Let's find out. We find out more about this case. So, it was the accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavily with fog. I had been on to the bookshelf to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed volumes. Sure, the bookshelf wasn't accursed too. As I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out the soul silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat. It was just as I went to overtake her. She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the sobs at my stone feet. Wait, collapse at your stone feet? Collapse at your stone feet? So she was stabbed from behind, is what you were saying. She called out to... I called out to the woman, but she didn't move. And it was like a ghostly, foolish, lamb graveyard. Oops. I was terrified. Get away from there. She was stabbed from behind. She ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my cursed lodgings. That's not good. They say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Suzuki-san. Yeah, she is. Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I had any idea of the fair English? A woman like that? I'm different, shy, timid, unsure, but I can't talk to people. I see. A young woman unknown to Suzuki-san at the time it happened. Who else did you see nearby? Did you see anybody that passed you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. No one. Great. Victim was unknown to you, so there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates some of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? So what doesn't make sense is, why would he kill a random person that he doesn't talk to anybody? You kill a random person and you didn't even know the victim, so you didn't have a motive. What do you mean, Satoshi-san? What's the conundrum? Well, what Suzuki-san has just told us is true, something I can't explain. He says he didn't know the victim. There were no one else at the scene. So apparently fled without having seen. I did. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. Ah, you! What did you just... Okay, didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought a little too loudly. Actually, that's not what's troubling me. I was thinking how did Suzuki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim. There was nobody else at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover the body that he was there in the first place? Yeah, she's right. It was him. The cursed great detective. He led the police to me. Bad luck. The accursed great detective? Could it be? Should I forget that man? As long as I live. With a heartily laugh, as programming greatness, fresh-headed, fresh, blessing, but to be gone. May you be accursed to the end of your days, Herlock Sholmes. I knew it. Mr. Sholmes? Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was this morning, after that nightmare had unfolded in the pavement before me. I was gawning on a silver hard cheese when some men said we should there you are. They started shouting at me, and that is the police. Please put the weapon down. It was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I was eating a weapon. Discussing dietary discrimination, devils. He clearly had a kind warning yesterday. There he was in the middle of it all, the policeman grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Sholmes! Is it actually just Sherlock Sholmes? He's English. Since I found out that he was a famous name in the detection here in London. Yes, the great detective really is well known. Has only sharp managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me! This weak stop kitten of man! You mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the reason the police arrested you? That would always was unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing the question after me in impossible English. English foreign family. In England, you can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point, great point. But my mind went blank, and I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes I do, and I'm fine. But the next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and I knew I had to be thrown in there. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. It's fine. It's fine. Well, not fine now. Mr. Nahato, Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Mr. Nahato. And we're speaking English. A simple Mr. is more than enough. Oh yes, all right. Yes, they really got me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you, defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? The only thing is, I'm just a student, just like yourself, on a study tour. Oh, a student? I've defended in the case in the Old Bailey. Well, only the one time though. At this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. But I'm confused what this country's justice even means. Mr. Nahata-san, I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here, but I'm some sort of lackum lawyer, I suppose. But behind me, the mark of the defense lawyer from a great empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here, but he was my best friend. But a keepsake? I don't know exactly what they're saying about me. What do you mean, the lawyers? All the best defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the crime scene. I'm not a fool, but I know this is why I must be the culprit. Must be very hard for you, Sasuke-san. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. Just a foreign nobody to them. Somebody not to be trusted. It's hard for them laughing about me before in my earshot without compunction at all. And any trial for this man would be a waste of time. And of course, the foreigner did it. But they even had the gall to say the man doesn't even understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. I study more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled half a way around the world to learn about this people's country and its great history. But no one wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate into someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. That's because that's just... Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate. Whittle, what the hell? Whittle, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell, Whittle? Oh God, Whittle, that's just terrible. Damn, Whittle. Shall investigate this. We can find some clues. We have a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh yes. Thank you. I'll be here all alone, waiting for you, Mr. Nahatos Esquire. We should be going to Nahato-san. What did case prepare for? So apparently, what do we know about the case? So this guy, Suzuki-san, apparently was, pretty much walking one night, and he went up to the lady, and apparently the lady was stabbed from behind. So what he was saying, all he heard was a scream. And there were no witnesses around or anything. And I'm guessing Detective Sholmes decided to tell the police saying that he did it, and he got arrested. So that's what happened. Where it happened? Briar Road. Oh, Mr. Nahato. Look at that. It's kind of remarkable. Scotland Yard are here as we speak. Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up later. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a little nap, but I'll be on later. You guys take it easy. Bye bye.